that was a really late start, so we can sort of half try to make up for it by being an alright video here. Alright, cool. Peeling the tape back on this awesome piece. Love it. I should actually find a way to tilt it down more. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Alright, so right now we're just peeling off these tape off these pieces. Taping off things really is kind of a nervous thing to do because you feel like the paint will just rip right off. But painter's tape is great for that sort of thing. So now you got these two pieces that we're going to attach to our shin pads. Which is just wicked dope. So yeah. So we'll just go ahead and put those there. And they'll go about right, somewhere around there, just so they look good. So we'll fire up the old hot glue gun. Make sure that's clean. Alright, sweet. Do that, put these off to one side. These ready. There's no real definition between left or right, so I think we should be fine as to what we do with these. Dope. My last Soldier 76 costume, I used these for his little ammo containers, but I used rubber to get the yellow. So instead, we cut some different pipe for his ammo containers, and we're to spray paint these yellow, which is a much smarter thing to do. So while the hot glue gun is getting fired up, we are going to, we're gonna just go ahead. We gotta kind of wash these off because they're wicked dirty. But I don't know if that's what we need to do right now. Kind of make sure they're even because, to a point, they're kind of uneven, especially since this piece is supposed to be the same size as these, but if you just rotate it around, it'll look way bigger. So that's really weird. So, going over what we did last week, though, we made these kind of silvery pads that'll go on soldiers' jackets. Since then, I made the foot part that goes on his shoes. So I made that for both feet. I have the tennis shoes I made for him. They're all spray painted silver. The bottom part's on. Everything like that is done. The mask is 100% and completely done. We just finished that up during this last week. It has the tubes in it now. So now it's got tubes. And then actually, I'll grab the battery pack just to show that it lights up. Because that is wicked cool. It's like the greatest $30 you could ever spend. So turn it off from the strobe. Just make it like that. So yeah, there we go. Now it lights up, which is great. And it's pretty easy to see out of too. So that's always a plus. So yeah, no, the mask being completely done is a huge weight off the shoulders because now you can show up Soldier 76, you can just be Dad 76, like, as long as you get the mask, that's the prize right there. Let's see. I'm always confused to see how this live stream thing works. I don't get it. So anyway, hot glue gun's not hot yet, which is just a darn shame. So, since we still need to put these on, try to figure out really what else to do. Since the shoes. I didn't show off the tennis shoes. The tennis shoes are just totally normal, and now they're spray painted silver. And they're obviously Velcro shoes, because I have no idea. I mean, obviously I know how to tie my shoes. It's just that Velcro would be way easier to hide than laces at a convention, so I don't have to put like a piece of armor here. So what's up, Josh? How's it hanging, my man? So that's about how the armor on the shoe would go. Be about like that. Oh yeah, I absolutely love the posters too. Thank you. Like, they're great. Avengers, obviously a must. Captain America Winter Soldier, obviously a must. And if we turn it, X-Men Days of Future Past is in that corner. And then if we rotate it this way, all the way over, there's Ant-Man. He's off by his lonesome because I wasn't allowed to remove the family sticker on our wall, sadly. But Ant-Man is there. He's just in the back. Like, you can barely notice him. Kind of the way Ant-Man is. So, yeah. Is that all of them? Dope.
You had one extra. Didn't have a match.
Oh, it didn't have a match? That is wrong. It had to have had a match somewhere. I'll figure out what it goes to, and then I'll see what's up. Two short ones, I just got these little Velcro pieces. Let's see. Yeah, it had to have had a match, because this one piece... Alright, cool. So, Sis just got back from sewing. Yeah, boy! Sis got back from sewing these little Velcro pieces I need. So I probably need to cut the little EB strings off those. Scissors, there you are. I should tilt this down so you can actually see some of the workspace going. Yeah, there we go. So really, all we're doing is just cleaning these up. Just so they're not standing out too much. So this, I know these two, for sure. These two go on these pieces for the shoes. So we actually attach them to the inner side of the shoes. So since it kind of go like that, that's how the shoes are going to look. So we're going to go ahead. The small one actually goes on the bigger piece because that's the lower part of the shoe. As you can see, the higher piece is much wider. So we would attach the small one to the middle area somewhere, and then we would attach this big one all the way across the top area, and then put them on there. Now it's an awesome shirt. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is an amazing movie. Oh my gosh, it was a great movie. But yeah. Sweet. So hot glue gun hot yet? That's not a smart way to do it. You shouldn't really touch it. You should just like test it. Yeah, it's hot. Cool. So we might as well cover and do what we're going to do the first time with the hot glue gun. And that's go ahead and put it on these. Just so it's easier, I'll put the straps around the front so I don't have to worry about messing with them. So put them like that. And then probably just put that in something like kind of like this. So we'll hot glue that in like that so it'll look sort of good. So yeah. Now you get to watch me burn myself on camera, which is always great. So then, we just do like the Indiana Jones, really slow. Gotta make sure that's even. Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's wicked even. So now it looks like that. A little bit of gappage there. Way easier. Because Soldier has these big kind of things that go around his calves, so this is all black, and it'll go like this, and the front part is this, so it's going to look like it's kind of an attached boot there. Is sort of the look we're going for. That'll go all the way around my leg, and the straps will connect. So yeah, that's kind of how it's going to look. Glued the first piece on, we'll let that cool, I guess. We'll fixate the second strap here, just so that way we don't get it burnt. And kind of glue it to some place where we don't want it glued. So we're just going to do the same thing. The blue part is the unpainted, unsealed part, so it's easier to glue. The black part is Plastidip, black paint, all that good stuff, primer. Amazing, just amazing amount of total, amazing skill going into this. So, just hot glue it, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, it's enough. It's more than enough. Then we just gotta line it up so it looks right. Make sure it's the same kind of height as the other one. Yeah, it's about right. So we'll go ahead and press on it then. Oh, it could go up a little bit more. As long as hot glue is totally dry. Yeah, that'll be fine. Now we can press on it. And burn yourself in the process. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, it's way better. So that's looking good. So now we have these two pieces. So that way the black part, which is our fox front part, because technically this is all supposed to be one piece, all the black parts. But I didn't want to make an entire front panel and then just have it be covered up by this. So instead I just made a little itty bitty panel where it's the only part you actually see. And you go ahead and do that. I need to take the tape off this. And then this has a strap that'll go all the way around and connect to the other side, go over the front, and it'll look perfectly fine. So that's always great. So we can actually put the shin pieces over here because we're pretty much done with them now, which is dope. And then, let's see, might as well do the shoe pieces here really quick. And we'll grab the Velcro we need for the shoes. I think I actually put it in this little drawer down here. They were like white strips of sticky Velcro. We'll do those later. So what I do to make it easier to put whatever Velcro on foam is I have my sister, because I obviously don't know how to sew, I have her sew the little Velcro things you get at Walmart, you know, that you can just buy, the Velcro strips. So this like strip, I cut that out and then I put it on this kind of like backpack strap material type thing, and then once it's sewed on there, the backpack strap material is much bumpier and rigid than the smooth side of this. So then what I do, because let's see, big part goes there, small part goes here. We'll try to get a little in between. We'll marker it out first, just so we know it's exactly an inch or so from each side. This ruler is really cool because it's like triple-sided, but it also takes me a second to find USA inches. That's 1.5 inches. That is not quite 1.5 inches. We'll move this one over. That is 1.5 inches. That is 1.5 inches. Just marker that. That way we just marker where it's going to be in between, and then we take, let's see, that's the short one, so we're going to have the short one placed there, longer one's going to go on top. Longer one can pretty much be all the way across because of how big it is, so don't necessarily need to marker it, but just to make sure we're going to marker both spots, just to mark so we know exactly where they are. And then we'll cut off all the little extra strings coming from the sewing job sis did. Not gonna make them too small so they pop out or whatever. I have no idea how sewing works. I'm just gonna cut them enough so they aren't annoying and flailing everywhere. So then we take the X-Acto knife, and from that line to that line, we're going to put little X's, little crisscrosses, so that way it roughs up the foam And then we're going to hit it with the heat gun, not a hairdryer, but an actual heat gun. So that way it opens up the pores, or like kind of the cuts we made. So that way the cuts are like little indentations, so they go from being like solid to being a cut to being like open like that, or maybe more like this, I don't really know. So once they're more open, the glue, the hot glue, traps it in there. Because hot glue, if it's hot glue on a smooth surface, it'll just peel off. But if it's on a rigid surface, it kind of gets in between. Don't really know how to say it exactly, but it stays better. It's a proven fact, so no sense in arguing about it. I was starting to heat that up, and I noticed I didn't do the top, so we're gonna do the top really quick. Putting little happy X's. Just put one there, and we'll give them a friend, and that friend will be a little happy X too. There's no such thing as making a wrong X or cutting it messed up. Just happy little accidents. Because there's really no way to screw this part up. So, wait for the heat gun to heat up. Yeah, that's enough. Just so you know, you can see them. You can sort of barely see the X's in there. And then we'll hit it with the heat. And now you can see the X's very well. And since we hit it with the heat again, we might as well try to curve it a bit more so that way it'll fit on the foot better. So that's kind of how it'll look when we're done. It's a lot of silver. It's very glary. Exactly, Josh. Exactly. Comments might be delayed if I make a statement way after when I should have made a statement. Because I'm just now seeing it, probably. They put a lot of Bob Ross's stuff on Netflix, and I've been watching that, and it is so mesmerizing. Just seeing, like, him painting. I don't know anything at all how to paint. And it's just like, man, this guy can paint. That looks so cool. So now that's a bit more formed to the foot, there, area. And so we're going to go ahead, and we're just going to, since the X's are wicked more noticeable now, popping them up there, we're going to put the hot, actually, sorry, I was running out of ammo there in my hot glue gun. Yeah, I put another stick in there. That was close. We almost went through all of our stuff in one run. You want to keep going for as long as you can. And so the X's will allow to trap more hot glue in, which is really great. So, let's take this little piece in there, and we're just gonna, boom, just connect it. Connect it. And yeah, so now that little piece is in there, and now it will Velcro onto the top of my Velcro shoes, which just makes it way easier than having to hide laces all the time at a convention or whatever. I gotta turn this light. I gotta find something really quick. I know I misplaced something somewhere somehow, but I don't know where or when. Wow. That was a pretty good misplacement error there. Alright, sweet. So, then what I like to do, once we just have it stuck on, I like to put hot glue around the edges, just to make sure it totally sticks on there. Just to be 100% certain it's not gonna, like, once it's 107 degrees outside, it's not gonna melt off. The higher hot, you know, the better hot glue gun you have, and like the higher whatever it melts, you know, like, for how hot it gets and it melts it, that's better. Because if it gets very slightly hot and it just sort of melts it and you just kind of put it on, not good. You want it to be boiling hot, like you boil hot glue. You want it to be searingly hot, so if it even thinks about touching your hand, you will get third-degree burns just by looking at it. So that way, it's much harder to be hot in indirect heat. Like if it's not just sitting out in the sun in your car window, if you're wearing it, you know, on my feet, like I will be with these shoes, it's going to take way longer for the indirect heat to, if it does melt these, which it really shouldn't, because they'll be under a layer of foam. So yeah, so it just avoids any chance of potentially hot glue just peeling off. So it makes that way easier. So yeah. Second strip, we'll toss that up on top now. And that will look like that when we're done. We'll have both the straps on. And we'll just go ahead and hit it with the heat gun. Hit it with the hot glue gun. Said heat gun. We're using a hot glue gun right now. And I like to apply pressure from the middle. Yep, see I just touched hot glue and I burnt myself. Gonna apply pressure from the middle so it sinks down instead of from one side. There we go. And so now that's coming together there. There's hot glue leaves these little strands everywhere. It's really annoying. Yeah, there we go. And now it's about like that, and we'll be able to just apply it to our shoe here pretty soon. Alright, there we go. So we're just going to let that cool. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There's some paint over here that shouldn't be over there, and it kind of bothered me. I really do want to know where I put those, whatever things. Move the battery pack over there. We're completely done with the mask, so I'm just going to move the mask out of here because I don't want it to get hurt. Just look at a different aspect here. Let's see, let us see. Nope, I still can't find where the white ones are at. So I think I'll just take normal hot glue and put it on with E6000. So we're going to do the same thing we did with those. The big one on top, little one near the bottom, just like this. And we'll measure out what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 1.5 inches for both sides. So we'll measure out 1.5 inches. And forget where we put our Sharpie. Sharpie's over here. And we're going to put our Sharpie mark right there at 1.5 inch line. And then we're going to measure out from this side, 1.5 inch line. Right there. Make the lines there and there. Oh, that's the big one. We want the small one. Make it like that. And then we're going to measure out the big one. We're just going to put it down. We're just going to say where it looks about right. And that right there looks about right. So we got both our lines again. We're going to make our happy little X's. Our little crisscross X's that are basically unnoticeable by the eye until you actually hit it with heat, or at least by a camera. Doing little crisscrosses. Try that again. Crisscross on the other side. And this doesn't really hurt the foam as long as you just lightly crisscross over. You don't want to dig your knife in, because then you don't want to hit the other side. Right? You can, if you can see the little crisscrosses, you got great eyes, but you can barely see them. We're gonna hit them with the heat gun. Once it gets hot, hit it with the heat gun. Open up those pores. And then we'll put the glue on them, stick it on them, and it'll be great. Really like the way these shoes turned out. It's hard to tell with the glare, but there's a little piece of armoring all the way around for soldiers' shoes that just look great. That's pretty amazing. Now we'll hit it with heat gun. Hitting it with heat gun. We can now see the X's again. And now we're going to form it to the shoe like we did the other one. Just so that way it gets a little bit more shapely than it was before. And the best part about using Plastidip is when you seal it, it doesn't crack the paint job. Normally, when you would seal it with anything else, with like Elmer's glue, with Mod Podge, whatever, it's so hard and thick that it would just, as she said, it would crack once you move it. But Plastidip is this rubber, so rubber just kind of conforms with how it goes. And as long as you just use a light amount of spray paint, you know, you're not using acrylic or whatever, it will bend with the plastic. Obviously, if you put anything else on it, like if you put a thicker clear coating that I like to use this Pledge Floor Care, and it's probably what I'm going to put around every single part that doesn't move, because it just protects it like crazy. And so we're still holding this on really quick. But it protects it so well, because, you know, it's a floor care or whatever finish, so it's like supposed to protect everything in your kitchen. And now that's bent by itself. I don't have to hold it anymore, and you can see how rounded it is. So we're going to grab out small piece, put it on the bottom, big piece, put it on top. And then we'll just trim the little excess thingies around here. Scissors. There it is. Cut that off. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. Office reference. Awesome. Big one's snip, snapped. Little one, I already snip, snapped before. Hit him with the hot glue gun. And we'll put the little one on. Like I said, I like to apply pressure in the middle first, so that way it goes down into it. And I want it to get in the crevices as much as possible. And then we apply pressure everywhere else. And then I like to do hot glue around the sides, just to make sure it doesn't move or whatever. So that piece is on there. We'll put hot glue on the top for the second piece. And then, boom, there it is. Burnt my finger again, because I'm just that talented. Apply pressure in the middle first, then go all the way around the outside. Now it looks like the other one. Basement, my hands are getting cold. Should use the heat gun. Just pop them up really quick. So there we go. That second piece is on. Alright, we'll put glue around the outside so it stays together. Try not to get any glue on the actual Velcro part itself, because that'll just make its connection to any other Velcro piece horrible. The glue stick. Because I have the time, burn my fingers a little bit more. Taking this out. And if anybody has any questions at all, toss them down there. I'm 90% sure I can probably answer them. 90% sure I can probably answer them. So now those two pieces are hot glued and ready to just be put on and taken off of the shoes. Right now, the shoes themselves aren't even ready because they don't have the Velcro on them. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to find little Velcro strips, and we're going to put it on the shoes using, we'll do E6000, because you can't really rough up this like shoe material, this kind of clothy whatever. So I could just use the Velcro strips that have adhesive on one side, or I could use E6000, like the slowest ever glue And I will put them on using that. Look down here again, because I had those Velcro strips and I have no idea where they went. Because for a second there I was like, I will put them there and they will be exactly there, and then I can use them whenever I exactly want to use them. And then next thing you know, they weren't there anymore, so that really bothered me. Also, I get a hooray tell my sister to sew some more stuff because I found this black stretchy fabric that we need. I had no idea I actually had that. Alright, so it is not in there for sure. So I had it just like right here on the side of the desk, and then it's gone, which blows my mind. So weird. So let's see. Oh, the shoes look amazing. I'm really happy how the shoes turned out. What I did was, to make them a bit more smooth on top, because there was some gaps, I used Mod Podge, because I knew this wasn't going to flex at all. And I just put Mod Podge around the tops of them, so that way they looked smooth, because there was some gapping here and there, and there still is a little bit, but there's way less. Like, right here is probably a good thing, is it looks pretty seamless. And that's kind of how his boots, shoes, whatever are supposed to look, which is great, which is really great. So now, yeah, I'm actually really excited because these little stretchy pieces are going to be used for the little canisters, so that way instead of making it specific, we can just take them out instead of gluing them on there permanently, which is awesome. Let's see, one more thing. Just before we dive off the deep end somewhere else, make sure I have every single canister here. Put these off to the side. Yeah, okay. And you gotta put your tools away when you're done using them. This PVC cutter, it's crazy. Just go over this. No one's ever seen a PVC cutter before. I used to always use a saw, and that would just give these really rigid edges or whatever, and then I would normally float when I did it, so I would be sawing and it'd kind of float off to one side. And the PVC cutter still kind of floats because it's not entirely even. But what's really cool is you just crank it, and it will slowly cut through. You know, it slowly chomps down. And if you put your finger in there and you just pressed it, it would be, sorry to be kind of gory, but it would chop it right off. And that would not at all be good. So, put that away. And because no one is actually looking at the stream right now, I gotta find these Velcro pieces. It's driving me nuts, not knowing where they are. Yeah, that actually just blows my mind that I can't find them. So, instead we're going to cut up... Oh my gosh. Hey, look at that. Right when I get back, find them. So we're going to take these Velcro pieces and we're going to put them on top of our boots here. Attach them like that, so that way our boot covers can easily be put on top of them. So just measuring out for the top piece, we wanted that much. So we just put it right on there, flip it off, and then now we figure that's how much we need. And so what's really cool is because these are adhesive. Okay. Because my grandma called, the thing probably cut out. So if it lost everybody, sincerely apologize. But I love you, Grandma. I love you, Grandma. Alright, so the second piece should actually be just the right amount for the smaller piece, which is really great. So you just stick that on. Try to get the adhesive to work really well. So there's gonna be a lot of ripping, Velcro ripping, and yeah. So we're gonna just try that on right now and see how well the Soldier 76 boots. See how well they look. That was the left foot, right? Yeah, it's the left foot. So we got that on. Let's grab the piece. Look at this practical application. And there we go. And now we have our boots for Soldier 76. Awesome. Awesome. Sweet. And they're really comfortable shoes because you just get them at Walmart. They rip right off. There's no tearing. And actually, I can just slip them on and off, so I really don't even have to use that anymore, which is great. So I would say that is one boot done. And it looks fairly accurate to how his are in the game, even though there's this texture design from the tennis shoes that they pretty much used to be. I'm just gonna put them there. Slip my little back on. And so now that I found out where the other, whatever it is, I need to find out where the other piece of Velcro might be. Just because, so I don't actually have to use E6000 if I can find the other adhesive Velcro strip that I was going to use for this, because they were left over from like a costume way long ago. Like, I'm pretty sure they were left over from last year's Jean Arc, if I remember correctly, because I'm pretty sure those are the Velcro strips I used, and I just used the adhesive to straight up go onto the EVA foam, and they kept coming off, and that was a nightmare. So 90% sure that's what it went to. Dang. I have a lot of garbage in this area. Clean up more. So I don't just want this to be an hour and a half of me looking at stuff, which would just be horrible. Alright, so let's see what else we gotta do. Might as well use these pads here and do something with them. So the shoulder pads, which Dara so nicely sewed up a nice piece of Velcro for. All these excess little strands, though. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know anything about sewing, but there's a lot of excess little strands that are just everywhere. Hello. Hi, Aunt Sherry. How you doing? That was a cold receptive. Hello, Aunt Sherry. Love you. That's slightly nicer, I'd like to think. What are you looking at? Danny, you make no sense. Oh, are you talking about Falcon? Yeah. No, hey. Don't. Sam Wilson you're talking to. Not a hummingbird. It's the Falcon action figure I have. He's on a string or a wire. So it's not a hummingbird, it's Falcon, and he's a guy. So I have him hanging up because I don't know why I would just have him standing around when he could be flying. Like how Falcon is supposed to be. Put him back. There we go. Yeah, no. Like, that just adds a little something cool to the action figure display because he's up in the air instead of, like, taking up a bunch of ground space on the ground. Full wings spread out. So, yeah, no. That's Falcon, man. That's, in that one movie. Everybody references that one movie when they talk about it. I can't remember what it was. Alright, so we need to find the other Velcro strips. Oh, there it is. So I actually found the strip I wanted Dara to sew together that she didn't. So I'll put that over there. She can make that. We're going to put this little strip here. Somewhere sort of in the middle, I guess. We'll just do there to there. Put a little nick in where we want it to be. And like, we're gonna do what we did again to those other pieces. And we're gonna put little X's, little cross marks, kind of just crisscross, crisscross, crisscross. And we do those little cuts in there, and then we hit them with the heat gun. Oh, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna do the other piece just because I can do it and I can measure it. So I don't have to fire up the heat gun more than I have to. And so then I'll do a little crisscross again. Crisscross, crisscross, applesauce. X's and O's, they haunt me. Yeah, I'm gonna sing bad country music because we can. Alright, what else? So we have both these little crisscross patterns done here. You can't see them, or you can barely see them. Then we hit them with the heat gun. And as we go grab the heat gun, we find our other Velcro strip, which is awesome. So we win. And then we get to warm up our cold hands, because the basement is freezing, even though it's like 107 outside, which is so not. So, with the heat gun, we're going to bring out the X's, so that way they make a deeper crevice in the foam. So, we made a bigger crevice in the foam with the X's, and we're just going to bend it, because we also hit it with heat again, so we might as well just bend it up again. And these are the pieces we made last week. So we're just going to put the Velcro, glue those onto here, so that way they can go on my shoulder, like the way they're supposed to with the jacket. Just like that, and they'll be perfect. Yeah, no, it's actually going to go really well. Yep. And we took like 30 minutes to just make the pattern for these pieces last week, because I kept screwing up, so. It's great to hold these. I got to see how long we've been live for. 42 minutes, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. We'll just, oh man, I like these pieces. Leave them like that. And only one of these is actually stitched together, so we can only glue it on one of them. I'll glue it on this piece. Then we'll just hot glue. So the reason we put the little X's in there is then the heat gun brought them out, so they were deeper crevices. So that way the glue can sink in instead of just being on top. It'll be like kind of a layer type thing, whatever. That just helps it stay together, stay on there more. Once again, starting to press from the middle. I've seen someone make a muscle suit, Danny, but just give me a... Let's see. I've seen somebody use EVA foam to make it look like structured muscles. But why do that when you got these bad boys? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, Danny. Why would you make fake muscles when you can just have these? That was enough for one day. Hopefully they got a laugh out of you. Something. Gosh. But I have seen people make fake muscle suits, and those are actually really cool. So like this one guy who was Batman, it's just kind of like getting a Batman Halloween costume, but they look slightly better, you know. And the comments are apparently really delayed, so, or maybe they aren't, I have no idea. And so now we have this piece with its Velcro on. And because we found the normal sticky Velcro, this kind, we're going to put it on this shoe, so that way we can make this shoe just like the other shoe, make it way easier. So once again, we're just going to put it on top, get that evened out, and we'll snip it. That piece will go on top, put this little piece, put it on the bottom, we'll snip it, Now we have this much excess. We never had excess before. We're going to adjust this so I can just slide my foot right in and right out. And that looks pretty good. So, now I gotta put my little slipper back on. And so now we just gotta take these off. Small one goes on the bottom, big one goes on the top. And we just gotta peel these off. And because they're adhesive, it's gonna be that much easier to just mess with them. Just like, it's adhesive. Just gotta put it on. Or the little sticker won't come off. Dang. Let's try to, there it is. Is this the long one or the short one? That's the short one. Short one goes on top. We'll make sure this is even. And now we get that one on. We'll grab this one, take it off. All right, then we'll put the bottom one on. Yeah, they're so sticky. So they're really quite great. I put the wrong one on top. And now this might kill some of the stick to it. Like I think it will. Or maybe it won't. Okay, so now I got them right. That really sucks. I messed up like that. I'll just push to make sure the adhesive is completely on. Once it is, which we know it is, put that right on there. And so now, both the shoes are completely done. And so, they are now Soldier 76's armored shoes from Overwatch. And we can call these ones a day. We can just go put them over in the done pile. Dope. Awesome. So that piece needs to be sewed. This piece is good. How long have we been live for? Oh, it's only been 5 minutes since I last checked. Wow. We've gotten colossally so much more done in this time frame than we did last time. Which is fantastic. It's great. These pieces duct taped. Gotta snip the duct tape off. And let's see what else we want to do here. Yeah. Because now, since we finished up both the boots, we get to work on the calf pieces, the kind of armor that goes on the back of his leg. Make that way easier. Make that, whatever. Make it even a thing, because right now it's not. And so, we unravel it. And that's kind of how it goes. It should keep its shape just by being on. But in any case, and then this part will go over it, over top. And so what I'm going to have Sis do, what Dara will do, is she's going to sew little pieces on the ends of these, so that way they're Velcro also. And we'll call those a day. So this little shoulder piece is done, which is awesome. Sweet. Shoulder piece is done, that's done, this is done. I had to look up reference image on the computer really quick. You gotta put these, actually need to see how well these fit. Looks like I won't be making poker chips again. The top caps. This piece is done. That piece is done. Look at this. We're actually getting stuff done tonight, which is actually really awesome. Unlike last week, and all this week I got all sorts of stuff done, which is awesome. I'm gonna save this little piece. Let's see what else do we need. This piece we gotta save. I guess we could work with the PVC now. That is something we could do. So all these PVC pipes need to be the same length, or they need, for the set of 3, they each need to be the same size as they are. The mat, my cutting mat, is actually really warped because the heat gun got on it and it really warped the heck out of it. So I'm going to slide it back and put these all on a flat, even surface. And you can see, because of the way we cut them, they're kind of sitting at an angle because the bottoms are sort of like this or like that. I'm going to put these top ones. Top ones are really weird because they are really like close, very similar, but also not at all in the same realm or spectrum. So we need to put all of our Velcro down here so we don't lose it. We don't need the glue gun anymore. We can unplug the glue gun. We can put it over here so we don't burn ourselves. We can move the tape out of the way. Keeping your area slightly less cluttered is always good. Always good. Excess foam, you gotta put that in the foam bin. And now I'm just gonna clean up my area for 5 seconds until somebody joins. Because it's showing 0. I mean, there might be a person there, but it's showing 0 right now. So just to clean up all this excess foam, and this is just foam that is so small, I can virtually not use it practically for anything. Yeah, and some of this is just straight up trash. That's trash. That's trash. Your fan fiction, that's trash. What else do we have here? Is trash. Trash, 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 trash. Man. I'll adjust myself here. You don't need this, this or that, or this or that. Trash, 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 trash. Packing peanut, we definitely don't need that. This is a form. Not a form. Gosh, a pattern. All last week I kept calling patterns forms. For an absolute unknown reason. I have no idea why. But I did keep calling them forms instead of patterns. So, now we just gotta check a deck here. Alright. Still no one on the live stream. So we're just gonna flip that around. How long have we been going? 53 minutes. For some reason, these last 10 or so minutes take the longest time. Like, take absolutely forever to get done. So these two little pieces are what's going to go on the end of those. So we need to cut and glue. Let's see if we can find them here. Velcro pieces. We need cut and glue Velcro pieces of the exact same size, just so that way these aren't. That's slightly big. There we go. So now we're just going to stick the Velcro to the other Velcro. The soft side to the harder plasticky side. We'll snip them off. And then, let's see. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my right time gal. So now it kind of looks like a little sandwich, actually, like a s'more. You put that on the top, and that's the chocolate. We just need, like, white Velcro. So now we have these two pieces cut out. They also need this of their own. So we're going to cut out this. Snip, snap. Hold it again. Snip, snap. Now that these pieces all have their respective pieces they need to be sewn together with, we can put all the Velcro back, close it up, almost color a day. And we've gotten a lot done actually in this past hour. Just like, because all the pieces have already been made, all I had to do was just put everything together so I could wear it. Makes it way easier since that's all we're doing. Now we just need to make these similar lengths, and then once that's done, it's make caps for them. Make caps, and then like take the part, like the clippy part of a pen, the pen part that goes like that, we want to put that on these. So that way they slide into the shoulder, whatever, the shoulder thing for his ammo containers for Soldier 76. So they all slide like this. And the belt container, they all slide like that. I'm going to tilt the camera down a bit more so we can see the workspace. So we're going to sand these, which means two things. The removing of my awesome hat. America. Then we get to put on our particle filter mask. Because we're wicked poor, obviously. That's a total lie. But because I don't want to buy a $35 particle mask, because obviously that's not important, we just get to wear this little one. And then we get to wear this wicked huge face shield. And when that's on, we get to take our Dremel and, well, actually, we should wear at least one glove. Just in case. So we need to make these all the same height since we cut them up and they weren't the same height, you know? That's how it goes. Whenever you cut PVC, it's just like saw, and it kind of veers off to the left or the right or whatever. So now we're just going to work on making them kind of even. I don't know if that looks like to you, but it's wicked uneven to me. And then I think we've been live. Okay, so we'll give it 3 more minutes. We'll be live for 1 hour because 1 hour is definitely enough. And then we'll call her done. So we're just going to try to even this out. As you can see, it's slightly uneven, so it's going to be really loud. Or it's not, because I didn't plug in the Dremel. That's so dope. Make sure it's off so when I plug it in, it's going to go over it. Alright, sweet, there we go. Now we're in business. And so that was us just sanding down one piece because it takes a very long time to sand PVC, and this white just dust gets everywhere. And yes I am. This white dust just gets absolutely everywhere. So we're gonna call her quits about right there, since we're definitely an hour and we're an hour and 38 seconds in. We can call her quits. I would say this live stream has been more than awesome. I would love to see more reactions, though. More reactions to people. It'd be so fantastic. Yeah. So, no, that's a live stream. Join us again. Or plug my cosplay really quick, even though I know nobody's watched this yet. No one's watching it right now. Ranching Nerd Cosplay. Ranching Nerd on Instagram. And then I'm Ranching Nerd Cosplay on Facebook. Check that out. That's me and Dara's cosplay page. You want to go support us? Go over there. Just like it, share the page, check it out. I try to post more updates there. And when most of this stuff is complete, I will be posting a lot of that on the Instagram, on the Facebook page, stuff like that. So yeah. And so I think with that, we're gonna call her good, because it's been a great live stream, and I really like doing this because I feel more focused to get things done. You know, people don't talk as much. You know, more fan interaction. Fan interaction. That's a hilarious quote right there if I ever seen it. So thank you so much for coming in, and I'd like to say adios, amigos.